Well, hello YouTube. How you doing? I'm not doing too bad. I haven't been able to do any videos, unfortunately, in front of the camera, which is rather annoying, but that's all good. I managed to get everything working on my computer at this point, like in the sense of like software and stuff. Things have been working correctly. I've also got this new Fences thing, which I've been using for a while, which sort of organizes all my icons and everything else, which has been great. That's been perfect so far. I got my VPN back. I also I created myself a website. Uh, it's basic. I mean, it's nothing fancy. I mean, put it this way, it's still a work in progress. So it's just got some of the work that I get up to, the things that I do in terms of service, pricing, about me, contact details. You know, basically just going on about that, some of that stuff, and then some of the things that I might end up selling in the future and things like that. Also, it's linked to my social media, my Google Plus, my Twitter, my Facebook, all that stuff. It's pretty much linked up to all that stuff. It's also linked up to my eBay as well, Instagram, in combination of. So in between that, I recently did a video in the workshop, which I was just mucking around and doing some stuff for the day in the workshop, which wasn't too bad. That was pretty good. I haven't been too bad. I've just been trying to keep myself busy, and you know, I've had my depressive moments or annoying moments, as I like to call them, which I've been feeling a bit down or crappy or whatever. But no, everything's working pretty well. Shit, what was I gonna- So yeah, everything's working pretty well. I've been software-wise, everything's working on my computer lately. I recently did a couple of gaming. I did a gaming build for a gentleman recently, which he's pretty happy with it. He just had a problem with the anniversary update. It was actually a USB 3.0 driver that was the problem. In between that, I've been keeping myself busy. I updated the workbench machine, which what was I gonna just? I think it's here. Let me see. I updated the workbench machine, which what happened was the motherboard that I had or that I got back under warranty wasn't actually working correctly, so I had to order a new one. That's not a big issue anyway, but this is pretty much the configuration now of of the workbench machine. It's a AMD FX 6300 6-core processor, 3.5 gigahertz. I mean, it clocks higher obviously when it's doing turbo. 16 gigabytes of memory, which is great. It's working so far. I haven't had any major issues. I also added an extra drive as well. 1 terabyte drive that I had lying around, which was spectacular. So that's pretty much, that's newest update sort of thing. As I said, I added the new CPU as well. So that's good. That's my workbench machine, which is so far so good. You know, things are working pretty well. Clean my studio up a bit, my room/studio. Did this recent build, which is this one right here. This is a build I did for a gentleman recently. He had a 1060. He had one of the new 1060 cards, so he's going pretty well. He does a lot of streaming and stuff like that. And the processor he ended up getting was a FX 8370, which is a nice processor, by the way. Comes with the Wrath cooler, which the Wrath cooler is pretty cool. It has an AMD logo, lights up on the side, which I thought was pretty nice. Put it into the case and everything else, and as you can see, that's the case itself. The actual he's got 16 gigabytes of memory and stuff, and that's his Windows. I said to him, you know, you may have to do a couple of things anyway, but that's the back of the PC itself. And of course, I was just making sure temperatures were good and everything else, and it seemed okay. It seemed pretty good in that sense. Not too bad, so I'm pretty happy. I got lower temperatures and stuff on the CPU, and yeah, so no, it was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. So that build was pretty adamant through. I was going for that pretty quick, so that's the main thing. In between that, I've just been keeping myself busy, or trying to keep myself busy, and I have been doing repairs on and off, things like that. So you know, it keeps me busy, it keeps me going, which is the main thing. Four things. Oh, anyway, that's my main Facebook. But yeah, no, I haven't been going too bad. I've been pretty good lately. Well, I mean, I've had my up and down days, I guess, and you could what you could call as my days where I feel crappy or I feel shitty, and that's going to happen anyway because of my underlying mental conditions that are an issue. Now, in between that, I got my antivirus and everything else. So, I mean, everything's pretty much working. Like with the sensor software and stuff that I'm using, I even started signing back into WoW just to have a bit of a go at it. I haven't played it for a while, but yeah, that's alright. Started playing that a little bit. There's a couple other games I want to try. I signed into my Minecraft account because I hadn't signed into it for a long time. So I'm like, well, let's see if it actually works. aside from that, there's a few game shortcuts as you can see there, and I mostly got most stuff on Steam as well. I haven't really bought any games recently aside from Doom, which was one of the newer ones which I bought, which is working pretty well. I tried out the new Nvidia Experience, which so far so good. I haven't had any major issues. The only thing I had was I had to turn the recording thing on and off because for some reason the keyboard shortcut wouldn't work for it. So yeah, I found turning it on and off just made it work again. So that's you mean that's pretty much that. So at this point, I've got a few games that I've been testing and games I've been playing on and off. Some games I haven't been playing. I mean, I've had a lot of repair work lately, so it's mostly what been keeping myself focused on. Plus, family stuff, family concerns and such. So not too badly spec'd. The new GeForce Experience seems pretty positive. I've installed the drivers too, and I haven't had as many driver issues as well with the latest drivers. And I noticed that it keeps it on SLI if you do have SLI enabled and things like that. So it's really, really good for that so far. I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed with they got it right. Now this is another piece of the diagnostic software that I picked up, which this looks okay. It looks quite gnarly actually. It's not too bad. It's got a bunch of stuff you can build stuff and everything else and clock speeds. Does a bunch of other stuff. It even tells you about the games that you're doing, like the average game that you play, or maybe a game you play specifically. It tells you, tuning. It basically tells you a bunch of statistical stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. And that's in NZXT CAM program, which is nice. I mean, it's actually a pretty good diagnostic tool. So, because I think it was on PC Gamer magazine. I saw it on their website, and they mentioned that these are the best. That's the best sort of tool you can have for doing that type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I went through that. I have my VPN, which is ExpressVPN. Registered a domain for a year, which is good. In between that, I've basically been trying to keep myself busy. At the same time as keeping myself busy, I've been trying to do the best I can. I mean, it's not a perfect situation, but I haven't done any broadcasting. I haven't done any broadcasting yet, as of yet. On Twitch. I haven't done any for a while, to be honest. So at the end of it, I'm sort of waiting on that. Like that's something I'm not waiting. I haven't had the motivation or the inspiration to do any streaming lately. I've mostly been trying to focus on my repair stuff mainly, and I do YouTube as well, but I haven't done a YouTube video for a while. So I guess you could say it's a little bit of a depressive state. On top of that, I recently had a blood test. Everything came back fine on that, so that was good. Just my cholesterol's a bit high, so that's just something I have to work on. I realise this. Aside from that, I was pretty healthy according to my blood tests and according to my stuff anyway. So I was pretty happy with that. That sort of made me feel good about myself, that I'm doing the right thing by my body in most cases. Well, I mean, we all try to do the right thing by our bodies in a percentage of the time anyway. So in between that, what else have I been doing? I've just basically been trying to keep myself busy doing stuff on the computer as well, but a lot of stuff I've been interacting, I've been doing stuff in the workshop. I also organised the workshop a bit better, so it looks a lot better in general. Aside from that, everything's working. I've been quite... I don't know, software-wise, everything's been really, really good on my computer. I haven't had any real major hiccups or issues with software. And I've been quite... what's the word I'm looking... Well, ecstatically happy, actually, because of how well things are working now. I have a few extra bits and pieces of software that I had to update and stuff and things like that. So far, so good. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm getting a new camcorder. Well... I'm getting a camcorder in the mail. It's just basically a cheapie from China or Hong Kong. And I was going to see what it's like. If it's okay, I'll use it. But I ended up breaking one of my lenses, which I will replace the lens at some point. I don't know whether I'll do it now or later. Depends. If I've got more important stuff the money can go towards, I'll replace it later. At this point, I'm getting the camcorder just to see. It's a 1080p camcorder. See what I'm going to be like. It's got a remote and everything else, and you can do a bunch of videos, and I can do a bunch of stuff in front of the camera. And it's just going to be generally better for that. I'll be honest and I'll be truthful. That's what I reckon anyway. So we'll see how it goes and we'll see which direction it heads. I'm gonna probably do a few more videos in front of the camera and things like that. I've been I've been trying to keep myself busy as well as keep myself going, you know, at the same time, and I'm not feeling too bad. I'm feeling pretty happy. So at this point, I've got a few bits and pieces of software and stuff installed, and these are my standard sets of software that I have. So what I might, I have to play some games at some point and maybe do some stuff for that. I also have to renew my Xbox Live subscription because it's just about on the verge of being, the prepaid card that I bought is on the verge of going out, but it's okay. I saw another card, which I think was like 13 months, which is the same amount for around the same price online. You can get them online from Kinguin and all these other sort of key sites and, you know, code sites and everything else, and they're really, really good for getting that type of stuff, especially these days. G2A is okay, but it has had some dodgy dealings in the past. I don't use it as much as I used to. I used to use it. I don't use it as much as I used to. I use Kinguin and I use a few other sites that are sort of just a bit more reliable in that sense, or they seem a little bit more reliable anyway. On top of that, you know, most of the time if you tick the insurance button, which is the, you know, in case the key's dodgy or something, or it doesn't work, you can get your money back, or you can get a new key, things of that nature. In between that, what else have I been doing? Keeping myself busy with a bunch of stuff. I mean, I've been trying to do a few things, but at the same time, I've tried to focus more on doing good stuff. Well, tried to focus more on my, you know, my repair side of things lately. That's been something that's been a main focus for a while. But I'm still uploading videos and I'm still getting things done, but, you know, it's not as prominent. So I'll probably end up doing a few more videos anyway. But we'll see how it goes. There's a couple of things I'm waiting to receive in the mail at this point, which it was for eBay if I remember correctly. So let me have a look. With eBay, I ended up eBay. Let's see, eBay I ended up getting, there's this little hunting knife thing that I was, because as I said, it's probably going to be my new unboxing knife when I start doing, when I do a couple more unboxings depending on the situation. Where is it? There we go. So we go into it. I also got a breathalyzer, just like a cheapie from fucking cheap. It was like I don't know, like $4. So it was like $4.60. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. A couple other things arrive in the mail, and this obviously this knife with a gut hook here, which is quite nice, quite a nice knife actually. A friend recommended it to me, so that's cool. In between that, I've got some active stuff at the moment in auctions. I've sold a few things as well. I'm just waiting for some money to clear into PayPal, and let's see. This is just 2 pages worth of stuff, and pretty much it's a combination of second-hand computer parts combined with some games, you know, even Xbox 360 games and stuff like that. So that's good. That's all good. I've been receiving good feedback for my seller experience and such, and apparently I've been doing the right thing by people. As you can see, thank you for a pleasant eBay experience, AA++. And as you can see, there's another one. It's honest and reliable seller, AA++. And what's this one? Yeah, good seller. And I mean, at the end of it, I have been getting, as I said, pretty good feedback on most of the stuff that I do. I mean, I get good feedback on the stuff I always buy, but even selling stuff, my feedback's actually not too bad. So, you know, I'm going pretty well. Interested. I mean, there's some interested things that I might be interested in the future. I'm definitely getting a new lens. I've got a couple of bookmarked, which don't look too bad. Maybe a new laptop. I don't know. I mean, I haven't needed a laptop in a long time, but sometimes it's good to have a laptop, especially if you go out into the field and stuff. So maybe I'll consider that. There's this type of thing here anyway. But this is I was looking at it. It says Dell Inspiron. It looks okay. Dell are not too bad generally as a branded laptop. Then I've been looking at the 1070s 8GB. To be honest, I was going to consider getting 2 of those, but I sort of have to get the right amount of cash together and do that. At this point, I was considering buying myself a new router for my internet, but so far my internet, I mean, it's pretty good. I get pretty good speeds with the NBN, so I haven't had any major fallovers in that sense. I mean, even if I go for something like that, I mean, $195 for something like that. I mean, at the end of it, you know, I could if I wanted to. I ended up getting a cheap power supply for my workbench computer. It wasn't cheap. It was like, well, relatively cheap. It was like $50 or something. So it was a 600-watt power supply. It's a nice power supply, by the way. It runs pretty well. The only thing is I have to get an extra splitter for the front lighting on the case. That's the only thing. The case and the case fans and everything else work. There's just the front lighting on the case. I've just got to get an extra splitter to go out to that. I was considering getting one of these crossover ones with a 140. It's a 144 hertz monitor, and at some point I was consider getting one of these because I have a 60 hertz monitor at the moment, which is okay. It's 1440p. I wouldn't mind getting one of these just for the extra speed, you know, just the extra frame rates and stuff. And I mean, it might make a major amount of difference, might not. I mean, my frame rates have been pretty good. They've been on par with what my 60s. 60 megahertz monitor should do. So, I do apologise. Hold on a second. It's always bloody hay fever. Oh, I do apologise. I just had to get a drink of water. So, what I've worked out is at some point maybe getting one of those monitors. I don't know. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. At the end, my current monitor, which I ended up getting, it was a cheaper one. It was cheaper than this one, anyway. It's not a bad monitor. It still works. It works well, and I haven't had a problem with it. I'm just considering getting one of those. Another thing too is I have 2 CD-ROMs in my computer, or 2 DVD burners in my computer at the moment, and that's all I have. I was thinking of getting one of these Blu-ray burners because my other 2 died, or my Blu-ray burner and my Blu-ray player died in my computer. Now, the thing is, I don't necessarily need it because I've got a Blu-ray player in my Xbox One anyway. I've got the older Xbox One. But I've got a Blu-ray player in there anyway, so if I want to play Blu-rays, I just put it on my Xbox. It's really simple. I'm not majorly concerned about it. I mean, it's not going to gripe me too much. It's not going to annoy me too much, to be honest. But maybe if I have the spare cash to splash later, I may consider getting one of these to go into the system. You know, to go into my system. As I say, because the other 2 died. Which, I mean, I had them a fair amount of time. So at the end of it, they were probably on their way out anyway. Now, the other thing I've been looking into is the Sapphire AMD RX 480, which looks interesting. Don't get me wrong, I was considering getting one of these cards, but then I thought the 1070 would probably be the better investment. Generally, because I've got 2 NVIDIA cards now, and I've never had really negative experiences with NVIDIA cards in general in most cases. Only issue I had was drivers, which was that they fixed up a lot of that now. It's sort of Windows 10 and Windows 10 related, and it was NVIDIA drivers related, so the combination of the two. So everything's been working pretty well. I mean, I still get a bit of a thing where the start menu will vanish from time to time, like it only for a split second, and then it'll come back when I'm minimizing and doing certain things in Windows. Now, I'm not going to gripe too much over that because that's only a small issue, and to be honest, when I play games and everything else, it's always perfect. I haven't had any problems with games and my frame rates, so that's been pretty good. In between that. As I said, there's just, then those, well, that drive, I was considering getting a couple of these. Might not necessarily, I mean, I might see if I can get like a bulk lot of 200 gigabyte drives, just to, because I'll probably end up making up a couple of reconditioned builds and stuff, and I might need them. So depending on the situation, I might. I want to get another case. I want to get a case that, because some parts that I came across, which I can probably end up building something out of it, and I'll make something out of it, and I'll end up doing a build for that. Other thing is, too, I'll probably have to get some more graphics cards and things like that, too, so... At this point, I'm pretty happy with most of the stuff that I've been going in the right way, in the right direction. I was thinking of getting some security cameras just for out here and inside and out in the work shed. Just in case, you never know. But I mean, it's not a big issue anyway. But at this point, I'm pretty happy with what I have so far. I'm not going to complain too much. Things have been working correctly on Windows. I've got a new website up and running. It's even got a domain, www.fallencomputerrepair.com. And it's got a bunch of stuff on there. It's got my YouTube. It's got everything, really. It's also got contact details in case you want to get in contact with me for specific tech support questions. In between that, I've been doing my YouTube stuff. I mean, I haven't been doing as much YouTube stuff as I usually do. I've been going to the Tech Shed on and off, which they're part of Canberra City Care. They're pretty cool people. I love those guys, by the way. They are a fantastic bunch, and I always tend to find going in there from just time to time and helping them out and doing stuff with them. Really, sometimes it breaks up my week, and it also breaks up sometimes me just going a bit stir crazy from doing a lot of my home repair stuff most of the time. So. These guys are generally great. I've never had a real big problem with them. They always, they're always good for donations, always good for parts as well, and they're nice people. They're part of the Canberra City Care, which is like a Christian organisation. Basically, they look after people on low incomes and things like that, and they help out people with that type of stuff. So they're pretty good for that. They have a food bank as well. Yes, they do have a food bank because my dad works there as well. So I mean, look, they are but yeah, they're fairly cool. I linked up, because I had to change their website around a bit, the Facebook page. I had to change their logo, which that's their new logo, and they gave me a copy of the logo. Put that on there. Put the Canberra City Care website on there as well. Michael is the main manager. He's a manager. So if he asks where you heard about him, just tell him that Daniel sent you. So aside from that, this is my own page as well. I do a few things on here. I've been doing a couple of things. I have updated some of the details on it. I mean, I've still a few things I've got to do, but it's not too bad anyway. So in between that, I've been keeping myself busy with, let's see, YouTube a little bit. Yeah, sort of. I haven't had as much time to game because I've been doing a few more repairs and stuff like that. The other side of it too is, aside from gaming, I've also been doing other stuff as well. I've been doing lots of stuff related to... pretty much repairs lately. Like, I've been doing repairs, virus scanning, such things of that nature. I've also been building machines as well, on and off. In between building machines, I do a bit of housework, keep the house clean and everything else, things of that nature. What else? Also did a computer for my dad's girlfriend recently. She hasn't come to pick it up yet, but she will. And I recently got a computer up for sale as well on Gumtree. So, at this point, it's got everything linked up pretty much. Or everything's linked across anyway, it should be. So, yeah, that's been good. I've been good. I've been feeling good. I've got a couple extra subscribers as well, which is great. That's always fantastic. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. So far, so good. I'm not going to complain too much. I mean, I could complain if I truly wanted to, but I don't think I will. I'm a bit pissed with the fact that I was a bit drunk when I broke my lens, but shit happens. Unfortunately, it's just going to happen. Shit from time to time just does occasionally happen. I think I tripped over the damn stand. Well, that's what's happened. I've tripped over and I've obviously ripped the fucking lens off without realising I've done it. But yeah, mind you, that was a pretty bad night. I had drunk an entire bottle of whiskey, so it probably wasn't the best time. I mean, it was a weekend. It's a weekend thing, so it was a bit of a binge drink thing, I guess. But I'm doing a bit better now. I'm trying to stick to beer now if I can help it, just to stay away. Like, stay on. Beer's not too bad, because beer most of the time makes me feel pretty good. The problem I have a tendency to find is sometimes I get a little bit emotional with wine and things like that, and certain spirits. So I think it's just just generally better if I stick to beer, because beer's just generally lighter. So aside from that, what else am I doing with myself? Well, I'm trying to I'm going to try and expand upon my hold on a second. I'm going to try and expand upon my possibly, let's see. I'm going to try and expand upon. Sorry, my nose is running. Freaking hay fever. I'm going to try and expand upon my YouTube channel a bit more if I can. That's pretty much something that's in the works at this point. But I haven't had much of a chance. As I said, I'm waiting for that camcorder. I mean, it was a fairly cheap camcorder, so we'll see how it goes and we'll see how well it works. Anyway, thank you very much. like, favorite, and subscribe as per usual if you want to contribute to my Patreon campaigns or my PayPal donations, or if you just want to generally look into my services and things of that nature, please feel free to do so. I'm always around. I'm always, talking up a storm, always going on about my tech stuff. So if you're interested in some of my stuff, just, drop us a message if you want. Not a problem. Anyway, thank you very much, and, well, yeah, have a good day.